Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. This is the first day of February. First day of February. January is gone. It's the second month of the new year. Can you believe it? So here we go. Let's jump into February. So this is the 22nd episode of season 3 of the Be Your Own Hero show. I still can't believe that. I still can't believe I'm in the 3rd season and it's already the 22nd episode. Anyway, it's going fast. So again, this is the 22nd episode of the 3rd season of the Be Your Own Hero show. The theme for this season is doing. Do I have that hoodie on? Yes, I do. Doing, in other words, making stuff happen, making it actionable. So hero in the title of the show, Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, helping others helps you. It's a reciprocal action. Definitely try it, and you will find that to be true. I'm your host. I'm sekouwrites. I'm a professional creative, which means I do a lot of different things. I'm also the creator of what we're now calling the Hero Ministry Movement. And that's my effort to uplift and inspire, first, the unhoused community, and also people at large. It has grown into an inspirational movement. Yeah, an inspirational movement. I like that. So, that said, shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me this platform to talk about my journey of becoming my own hero. You can make a donation to them at ntmedia.org. It is a 501c3 nonprofit. And just a reminder, this was a pandemic pivot for Reverend Robert. So this is a very recent endeavor, this New Thought Media Network. And it has grown and grown and grown. And you can help it grow some more by making a donation at ntmedia.org. If this show provides any value, please like, please comment, please share, make a donation here too. All that information is in the show notes just below. And join me here Monday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time to hear me talk about my journey of becoming my own hero and specifically my own financial hero recently. And also, quick disclaimer, I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a financial advisor. So do your own due diligence, do your own homework, and take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm simply telling you what has worked for me and sometimes what has not worked for me about my journey. And look at the sun. You see that? How the sun is just sweeping across like that? That's really cool. I feel like I'm in the right place at the right time. Oh, I caught the sunrise during my run this morning. I generally like to run in the 6 a.m. hour so that I can catch the sunrise. I like to start off when it's a little dark and then catch the sunrise. So I was a little late today. So I'm grateful that I was able to catch the sunrise, but what's the point of that? I don't know. I don't know what the point of that was. I guess maybe I will post a picture of the sunrise on my social media. And I'm only saying that to make that tangent make sense. I'll post a picture of the sunrise because I took a couple photos of it. All right. So that said, Hero Ministry Movement news. So many things to talk about. I think this is going to be a free flow Tuesday. So many things to talk about. So let's start off by shouting out the people in the chat who have checked in thus far. Shout out to Gladys. Shout out to Nan. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Linda from Colorado, right, Linda? Shout out to Margaretta. Shout out to Lovejoy. I think Lovejoy is telling me that she's listening to the show while she's walking. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yes, take me on the road with you. Take me on the road. So that's actually a good segue. I think this is going to be a special episode about the 30-day challenge, but let me finish all my introductory stuff so that we can get to it. Again, I'm still loving how the sun is just coming across like that. Anyway, so introductory stuff. Today is day 246 of my run streak. I've been running every single day, at least a mile a day, for now 246 days in a row. Well, I've got to add up my miles. I'll add up my miles again soon. And I'm on my 3rd charity run. Currently, I'm raising funds for Mr. Charles. If you've been watching the show, you heard me tell the dramatic story about how I found and helped Mr. Charles in the snow a couple weeks ago. And I am endeavoring to raise money to help him with his unforeseen medical expenses and whatever else he might need coming out of the hospital with a broken foot. So we are 25% of the way to our goal. Very excited about that. I put this one on GoFundMe. So apparently it tracks the percentage level. So we're at 25%. That's fantastic. 25% already. So please spread the word. That has seemed to be most effective for this particular charity run. My mom sent an email out to a bunch of folks, and people were excited and interested and got involved. So please do the same. Just share it to folks. And the full story of what happened with Mr. Charles is included in the GoFundMe campaign, so they can read that there. I mean, you can explain it to them if you want, obviously, but I'm just saying if they're completely new to all of this, hero ministry movement, the run stories, all of it, the entirety of what happened is written in the GoFundMe campaign. So you can find it right there. One of the easiest ways to get to it is to just go to sekouwrites.com, which is my website, sekouwrites.com. And right there on the homepage, it says Hero Charity Run. Otherwise, you can go straight to GoFundMe and just search for Sekou Writes. Okay, so excited about being 25% of the way to the goal. The train agrees. I don't know if you can hear the train, but the train just co-signed. Appreciate that. All right, so that said, what else do I want to talk about before we get to the 30-day challenge stuff? Maybe that's it. Oh, let me do the morning zen, and then I'll circle back to the 30-day challenge. So morning zen, as you know, I am taking the 30-day mental diet class with Reverend Musa again for like the 6th or 7th time. I don't even know. I lost count. And every time I take it is different. And every time I read a section of the book, I always think, oh, it's going to sound familiar. But it really doesn't, though. It really doesn't. It always seems brand new, like I'm reading it for the first time, even though I can see my highlighting. So I've obviously read it before. And invariably, I end up highlighting something different. So this week is the week of health in the book, The 30-Day Mental Diet by Willis Kinnear. If you're not taking the class, you should still go get the book. If you have the book already, you should still reread the book. You'll get something different out of it than you got the first time because you're different. That said, this is what I pulled out to read for today. I'm on day 25 of the 30-Day Mental Diet. We're all on different days based on when we started and what days we got stuck in along the process. So this is day 25 from the 30-Day Mental Diet. Even though you may have what the doctors would say is a normal, healthy body, this is no assurance that you feel vital and alive. When you are bogged down physically and don't feel like doing anything, you seldom have to look far to find the cause. When your thinking has no stimulus, when you are bored, when you lack a vital interest, your body reacts in a similar manner. Strong stuff, right? Really impactful. And then separately, I also wrote this down from today's lesson. Just this really brief quote. Faith, love, and hope can work miracles. Faith, love, and hope can work miracles. Also from day 25 of the 30-Day Mental Diet. So I'm trying to decide if I want to read it again. And I think I will, just for emphasis. So even though you may have what the doctors would say is a normal, healthy body, this is no assurance that you feel vital and alive. When you are bogged down physically and don't feel like doing anything, you don't have to look far for the cause. You are thinking. When your thinking has no stimulus, when you're bored, when you lack a vital interest, then your body reacts in a similar manner. So essentially, if you don't have something to focus your mind on, your body reacts to that lack of focus. And so this resonates for me because, as I've talked about many times, having a goal, even if it's a small goal, has shaped my focus so much over this period of doing the run streak and a little bit beyond that. But let's just use the run streak as an example. Just having small goals orders your mind, it orders the world around you in a very clear, specific way. I just set a goal that's just a little bit further than, set a goal, period, and set that goal just a little bit further than what you would normally do. And you will find yourself at least just thinking about that goal. Oh, I got that goal. I gotta do that thing. And that has been the situation for me. And so it applies here. You set a goal for yourself mentally, and that orders your mind in a certain way. And then as a result of that, it orders your body in a certain way to move towards that goal. I don't know how it works exactly, but I know it does work. So definitely try it. That's it. That is a really good segue into what we're going to talk about today, which is the 30-day streak challenge. So I'm so excited. There's so much going on in the 30-day streak challenge group on Facebook. So I think I'll start with, I'm not going to use names because, I don't know who does or doesn't want their name to be used. But someone said yesterday that they felt like they dropped the ball and they were going to restart today. And before I could even respond to that, someone else in the group responded this long paragraph about how that's not the right way to think about it. And it's, let's do a reframe. That's my words, but let's do a reframe, and, we can do this, and, and all this encouraging stuff. So it's great that there is a community being formed in that community of the 30-day streak challenge group. It's fantastic. I love it. I love it. And so just to respond briefly, and also to use someone else's comment, because she commented about what she has learned thus far. And I'll use a little piece of what she said. Basically, she talked about having attainable goals, and she credited me with that. And so let me just talk about that for a second. You've heard me say this, but you heard me say it at the beginning of the quote-unquote 30-day streak. And so now it has more resonance, more relevance, more meaning for you. For those of you that have done the streak, regardless of how far you got, what I'm about to say will have more resonance now. So the important thing is to focus on the big goal. Because what we tend to do, what we humans tend to do, is to focus on the individual day. Like I say 30-day streak, and you focus on what you're going to do every day. Like, I'm going to do all these things in a day. I'm going to do 100 push-ups, 100 jumping jacks. I'm going to drag a train on the tracks. Like, all these really big things that you want to accomplish in a day. And you don't think about the big goal, which is the 30 days. Like, I know because I did this. Like, this happened for me, and I had to make adjustments. So when you think about 30 days instead of one day, when you think about, oh, I have to do this even on the days when I don't feel well, even on the days when I'm sore, even on the days when I'm tired, even on the days when my dog is distracting me or my spouse is distracting me, even on the days when I'm traveling. Like, when you factor in all the things that can and will happen in a 30-day stretch of time, that forces you to bring your goal down. You've got to make it smaller and manageable and achievable, to use her word. Make it achievable. So instead of saying, I'm going to do 100 push-ups, 100 jumping jacks, and I'm going to drag this train car from here to Mississippi, you make it the smallest thing possible. You want to make it so small that it seems too small. Like one push-up. Now that seems too small, right? But if you're talking about every day, that's 30 push-ups, which is not that small. 30 push-ups is not that small. But the thing is, getting yourself to do it no matter what else is going on out there in the world. That's the trick. That's the trick. That's where all the magic is. Because the world is going to come to stop you. Your mind is going to come to stop you. And in order to push past that, you've got to be able to say, well, it's only one. It's only one push-up. It's only one lap around the block. It's only, like, you've got to be able to say it's only and believe that it's only, and then you convince your mind to just do that small thing. So the first goal is 30 consecutive days, right? Because something magical will happen for you if you can, and you can complete 30 consecutive days of doing one thing. There's something that happens in your mind that's very different, and I want you to experience it for yourself. And then after that, you do whatever you want. But I want everyone to reach for 30 consecutive days. That said, don't beat yourself up. Be gentle with yourself. Like, you got to understand that it's like tipping over a Coke machine. I think I've used that analogy before. Like, you rock it back and forth before it finally falls, right? So be gentle with yourself about the process. Don't beat yourself up because you didn't get to 30 days. Celebrate your massive win of making it 6 days. Like, gee, I can't believe I made it 6 days. I did all this every day for 6 days in a row. I'm killing it. I deserve some fireworks, right? And then set a new goal. I made it 6. This time I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go 7 days this time. The energy, the feeling tone, to use Reverend Melissa's word, the feeling tone is excitement, enthusiasm, accomplishment. Like, you've done this thing, and now you're going to do a little bit more. And then when you do a little bit more, and if you don't make it to your overarching goal of 30, you say, OMG, I made it 14 days. Now I'm going to go 15. Like, you just keep being congratulatory of yourself for how far you made it, and then add more time on. And this is also really important. You want to reduce the restart time. Like, let's say you made it to 7 days on a Tuesday, let's say, and you're like, all right, I'm going to start over again. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait all those days after Tuesday until Monday. If you miss Tuesday, tell yourself, celebrate yourself for making it as far as you made it. And then the next day, start again. The next day, start again on Wednesday. Like, reduce the reset time. This has been invaluable to me. You want to reduce the reset time, lower the individual expectation, but expand the length of the expectation. So just recapping, instead of focusing on an individual day, what you want to accomplish, focus on, you want to accomplish this every day for 30 days. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate all of your wins. Restart quickly. Those things will help you tremendously get to 30 consecutive days. And I guarantee you, if you can get to 30 consecutive days of doing something that you really want to do, different things will happen in your head. Because just for myself, I've had periods in my life where I've been very consistent with exercise before. And like, let's say, I remember once I was on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. So I was on a good, solid Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for, I don't know, better part of a year, maybe more than that, like on it. But that said, I have never experienced the kind of shifts that I have had recently with, well, I guess it was in June. When in June, I started on the first day of June running a mile a day. That was my goal, my threshold goal. And by the way, that was a low threshold for me because I had already started running with Black Men Run. Like, I had already been running. So I gotten to the point where 1 mile was a bit of a stretch, but not much, right? And let me finish my point though. The point is that after 30 consecutive days of that, like portals that opened up in my mind that were just different than the ones that opened up in my mind when I was steady on my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. It's just a different kind of vibe. It will pull something else out of you. So anyway, I offer that. So I'm very excited to share that the people in the 30-day challenge street group are sharing with each other. They're encouraging each other. It is a family that's developing here. And if you're at all interested, let me know. Send me a DM. I'll send you the invitation to the Facebook group. You could join and you can say some things, talk about your journey, what's been happening for you. It's all love. I don't want anyone to ever be talking about, I fell off again. That's not what this is about. This is about reaching for the outer edges of your potential, but you do that gently and you do that gradually and you do that systematically. And I've just talked about some of the elements of the system that make it attainable. Okay, so all that said, I think now I'm going to circle back to abundance because this is Tip Tuesday. So I want to make sure that I get a tip in. So let's do the affirmation and we'll take it from there. So I'm so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. All right. Take that affirmation with you, drink it in. Also, remember that poor people spend, the middle class tends to save, but the wealthy invests. So you're already spending, you're probably already saving. Make sure that you are investing. It is not optional. If you want to preserve the value of the money you have, you must invest. Okay, so Tip Tuesday. I've been talking about trading. Yeah, I've been talking about trading for a bit now. If you've been watching the show, you know I've gotten really excited about this. I've made my first couple trades. What? On an app called Webull. I think the link has expired now, but I did post a link in the group that you could use to get free stock. And a couple people have reported back to me that they've gotten some shares of stock and some other shares are pending. So I love the fact that Webull is giving us the opportunity to practice trading with house money. Also, I should mention, because I haven't mentioned this yet, that there's something called paper trading. Paper trading. And what that means is you can practice trading stocks for nothing. Like you're basically using monopoly money. So you can use any amount and you can trade different stocks to see what would happen if you spend this amount of money on this stock and you sold it then, how much money would you have made? So if you just Google paper trading, there are a lot of systems, a lot of brokerage houses that have it set up. Like TD Ameritrade has a paper trading program. Webull has a paper trading program. Many of the brokerages that we already know have paper trading. It has not worked well for me. Let me just make that caveat. It's not worked well for me because it's too imaginary. I would rather play with the house money that Webull gave me in very small increments than playing with the millions of dollars that's fake money, because I don't know, it doesn't resonate the same for me, but it might for you. So check it out. Check out paper trading, and then you can practice. So for those of you who've gotten on Webull already because of my link, just look for the paper trading option within the app, or you can just Google paper trading Webull, and it'll show you how to get to it, and you can experiment with trading. So just to quickly recap, my first trade was 25 cents. I made 25 cents. My second trade, I made 50 cents. And my third trade, I made 41 cents. And those numbers are very small, but they're not, though. They're not. They're not small. They're small in terms of cents. And if you get hung up on the cents, then you don't recognize the magnitude of it. Though each of those trades, they were small amounts, but I made 5%. Like, what assets do you have that are making a 5% return? Right? And if you have one, it takes a long time to get to that 5%, right? We're talking about I made 5% 3 times in a day or two. That's incredible. So I am greatly fascinated by the huge potential of trading. That's my alarm going off, so I need to wrap this up. So anyway, I'm excited about it. But here is my tip for Tip Tuesday. My tip for Tip Tuesday is circling back to cognitive bias. I've talked about this and how shocked I was to have a term like cognitive bias show up in my study of trading stocks. It comes up a lot. And you wouldn't, at least I did not expect it to show up here. I expect it to show up in conversations about psychology, but not in terms of conversations about trading stocks. But literally, almost every resource I've read has credited, I'll just go credited cognitive bias as the limiter, the biggest limiter of success in stock trading. So it's really about mindset. It's really about how you think. It's really about getting past your cognitive biases. So that said, just a reminder, cognitive bias is an error in thinking. An error in thinking. We all have them. We all don't think we have them. Right? We all have them, but we all think we don't have any. So the tip for Tip Tuesday is discover one of your cognitive biases. Google cognitive bias. You'll see a whole list of them. Read them and see which one is really you. Like, probably you have a number of cognitive biases, because we all do. But what's the one that stands out for you the most? Because full circle, in order to change your wealth and abundance and monetary situation, you have to change your mind. You have to change your mindset. Like, that's what this is a reminder of. Like, these people who are talking about trading stocks all talk about mindset. So you got to start working on mindset first. Start working on that. So if you can identify what one of your cognitive biases is, you can start working on that cognitive bias. And that will only help to serve you in terms of money, in terms of finance, in terms of abundance, in terms of leveling up. So homework, Google cognitive bias, read the definition for yourself, because I gave my own version of it. Look at the list of cognitive biases, and there are so many, and figure out which of those cognitive biases is the one that you really need to work on first and attack it. So just briefly, the one that I've talked about thus far is outcome bias. I think that one really resonates with me. Outcome bias, just a reminder, is focusing on the result of a decision and thinking that your decision was poorly made. And the idea is not to do that, to trust yourself, to do all the research, do all the due diligence, and make a strong decision, even if the outcome is poor. And you can apply that to finance, obviously, but you can apply it to life. Doesn't matter what the outcome is. You made the best decision that you could have at the time. So don't discount the decision you made because things did not turn out the way you wanted them to. So that one really resonates with me. Okay, so go find your own cognitive bias. And I'm going to wrap up early for a change. But last thing, look what I got. I got a dice. Well, I got a whole pack of dice, but here's one die. And I'm going to use this for the envelope challenge moving forward, because I don't know, for some reason I keep pulling the number 3 out of the hat. And I was like, let me go get some dice and shake it up. So this is for the envelope challenge, folks. We're moving into February, moving into the new month of envelope challenge. And the number for today is 3. All right, universe. I will look up the significance of the number 3 today. Clearly, you're trying to tell me something, so I'll look it up. 3. All right. Anyway, that said, stay tuned for prayer time coming up now at 10:15. Circle back for Sip with Rev Melissa at 10:30. I'll be producing that show, and I might pop in to say a word or two. Oh, I really want to talk about Andrew Carnegie. All right, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Anyway, keep doing. Be a hero. Be your own hero. Stay on the path. 30-day streaker, stay on the path. Don't get discouraged. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate your wins. And remember that now is better than perfect. I will see you tomorrow. Later.